What's going on? You've been on this journey for way too long and you're over it. You swear you've tried every treatment under the sun and you're beginning to think that maybe you're just meant to have acne for the rest of your life. Well, I'm here to tell you that 1, that's not true, and 2, what to do about it. Keep watching. Hello and welcome. I'm Madison Dohnt, and here on this channel I teach you the science behind health so that you can understand your body and learn to heal naturally. In today's video I'm going to be giving you 3 possible reasons why your acne might not be getting better. So if you're as eager to get into it as I am, then make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons below and let's get into it. So possible reason number 1 is that you haven't found your true root cause yet, or you haven't found all of them. So often there can be multiple root causes behind acne, and I know that I definitely had multiple. And if you haven't found your true root cause yet, or if you haven't found all of them yet, then that can either be due to 1, you're just going through a process of elimination and doing trial and error. And if this is you, then it does just take time, and I have a lot of videos on my YouTube to help you out with that. Or you can follow me on Instagram where I take you through my journey and how I've done it. I'll also be starting coaching towards the end of the year, probably in September, where I can help other girls play the detective game and actually discover their root causes as well. So if you want to be first in line with that, then go and follow over on my Instagram so that you don't miss out. But the second reason you may not have found your true root cause yet is because you've just lost hope. Maybe you've tried dairy-free for a little bit, tried gluten-free, you tried to balance out your hormones, but nothing really clicked, nothing really worked, and so you just kind of lost hope and you accepted that it's just not meant for me, I'm just gonna have acne for the rest of my life. Now, if this is you, I can promise you that that's not true, because there is a root cause behind your symptoms, there is a root cause behind your acne, you just have to find it. And this process isn't always easy, which is why I am starting up that coaching, because it can be very difficult to actually break down all the clues and work out what it is that's triggering your acne. If you resonate with this, then it is important that you change your mindset, because your body is designed to heal. Your body is really trying to work with you, and it's important that you educate yourself on other root causes that there may be and how to address them, and you just don't give up. You persevere until you've found that thing. If this is you, then I recommend that you start with this video here, because it goes through all of the possible root causes and it may lead you down the right path. And also remember that healing takes time. So if you are in this stage, just have compassion for yourself, because if you are trying a new thing such as like dairy-free, then it's not going to work overnight. So you have to keep at it to actually see the benefits. So this is probably the most lenient of all of the potential reasons why your acne may not be getting better, because sometimes it does just take that time. But if you don't think that you have found your root cause, then you have to definitely keep working to find that. The second possible reason why your acne may not be getting better is because you're lying to yourself when you say that you've done everything you can. Yeah, okay, but have you done what counts? So I know that there are people out there who would rather spend hundreds on supplements than changing their diet, or attempting refined sugar-free, or attempting gluten-free, or attempting dairy-free. They would rather, the first thing they do is just rush to the chemist and buy a bunch of supplements instead of actually looking at what they're putting in their body every single day. Or maybe you've gone out and bought a meditation course, but you're still having 3 cups of coffee and taking on way too much work, and that's causing you to completely stress out. In my experience, the biggest root causes that I see most people in denial about is diet and stress. So the biggest excuses that I hear when it comes to diet, which aren't true by the way, are that they're lazy and they can't be bothered to cook the alternative meals with the different ingredients, that it costs too much, which yeah, it's slightly more expensive, but it's probably nowhere near as expensive as what you are spending on supplements. And that they're worried that they will miss their favorite foods because then they'll have to cut all of them out, although you can just find substitutes. You'll often hear people with these excuses saying, yeah, I don't really think diet plays much of a role in my acne. I think it's something different. Yeah, I've tried a few things, so yeah, it's not diet. Or they'll say, yeah, I already eat a pretty healthy diet. Like, yeah, I don't eat lots of vegetables, but it's not like I go and eat a bunch of sugar and chocolate. Like, I'm pretty healthy. But actually, just because you don't eat unhealthy doesn't necessarily mean you eat healthy. You need the right nutrients to heal. You need those micronutrients, those vitamins, those minerals from vegetables and from lots of other things as well. Diet is not just like a one tip check off the checklist, but if your diet doesn't change, if your lifestyle doesn't change, then nothing changes. Now, I'm not asking you to go on crazy diets. I'm not asking you to restrict yourself. I'm not even asking you to eat less. I'm just asking you to eat whole foods that are healthy, fruits, vegetables, really clean protein. It's really not hard, and it's not like, oh, why do I have to do this, but all the other people get to eat McDonald's? Well, all the other people are probably going to have further health complications in the future. This shouldn't be a punishment. Feeding your body full of amazing foods should be a privilege, and that's why this is sustainable long term. This is why it's a healthy lifestyle, not just a diet fad, because you're just eating what you should be eating to fuel your body. And then there's stress. Now, many people think that stress is out of our control, but really we have more control than we think, and it's often perception based. So what stresses one person out is not necessarily what stresses somebody else out. So stresses could include financial troubles, bad relationships, assignments, could include COVID. It really could include pretty much anything that causes you to worry. And if you get a lack of sleep, then you're making everything more difficult to deal with as well. When something is causing you stress, either consciously or subconsciously without you even knowing it, you can do two things: either remove the stressor or change your mindset around it. And the third possible reason why your acne may not be getting any better is because there's more to it. What I mean by this is that you either A, have an underlying condition that you're still working on. Like me, I'm still working on my PCOS and my liver because healing doesn't happen straight away, and I still break out and I hate when I do, but the difference is that I don't feel helpless. I don't feel like it will never end because I'm constantly taking positive steps in the journey towards my healing, and I have a direction and actionable steps with my naturopath to move me closer and closer to that end goal every day. I know that some people just sit down and give up and say, I don't have any control, my body's just going crazy and there's nothing I can do about it, but maybe this is the tough love that everyone needs, because you can definitely always try and edge closer and do what you can and what you are in control of. Examples, your diet and your stress and your gut health and a whole range of other things to get you closer to that goal. So don't just sit there, throw your hands up in the air and say there's nothing I can do, because most of the time there is. Or B, something one-off, unordinary and out of the blue has come up, such as having to take antibiotics for a serious infection, all the stresses that have come with the unknown of COVID, or even if you lose a loved one, sending your body into a sudden state of stress and putting it into that fight or flight mode. These are things that you don't really have control over. They are external stresses, but you do have control over how you work through them and your mindset. So yes, of course, you are allowed to be upset and do what you need to do at the beginning, like when you're losing a loved one, but it is important that eventually you work through that grieving process and come out the other side. And even with COVID, with any of these things, any of these one-off stresses, or even if it is an ongoing stressor that you feel like you don't have any control over, I highly recommend that you go and see a psychologist. They're amazing. I see a psychologist even when I don't have like an external event come up and shake me, like just for everyday stuff. It's just amazing to be able to talk to someone, get their perspective. It's also an unbiased perspective, and yeah, I just really think that it helps that whole state of mind. And these things are mostly unavoidable too. It's not like we're never going to get any other stresses in our life. They are going to come up. But yeah, it's just, like I said, how you deal with it and how fast you work through it. Not that speed is necessarily important, but it will determine how fast you get those breakouts under control. So if you do have a sudden stressful event or something pop up and you do break out, then that's totally normal, but you can use those steps to work through that mindset and reduce that stress so that you do come out the other side and you help that healing process. And if you have to be on antibiotics for a serious infection, then PS, acne doesn't count because they actually end up making acne worse. But if you do have to be on antibiotics for any serious reasons, then make sure that you are taking a dose of probiotics as well. So I highly encourage you to take some time to reflect about which of these scenarios best describes you, and please do share it with me down in the comments, because I would love to have a little chat with you about what might be behind your acne and what you can do about it. As well as that, if you'd like more actionable steps, then make sure to go ahead and subscribe to this channel. And if you enjoyed this video, then please make sure to let YouTube know it's a goodie by going and liking it too. Also, make sure to head over to my Instagram, where I give acne tips all throughout the week. But that's all from me for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video next week.